Eastern Illinois head coach Adam Cushing, the Panthers picked up the 28-20 win over Tennessee Tech at home this past Sunday. This week they're going to go on the road. They're going to face nationally ranked Murray State at 2 p.m. Central Time. So, Coach, let's first talk about getting the win over Tennessee Tech.
Yeah, obviously incredibly happy and excited for our guys. Big team win, and that's what it was. It was all three phases, playing pretty hard, pretty well. Obviously, incredible football game against a really well-coached team, Tennessee Tech. They battled all the way through the end. It was a phenomenal football game if you had a chance to watch it. But just truly excited for our guys, right? We obviously had the heartbreak the week before, and so to bounce back that way and to just keep getting 1 week better. And I think that's what's most exciting about our football team right now is I think everybody on the roster is playing their best football right now of the year. We were certainly, getting better each week. And then, you see that within the football team as well. Not only individually are they getting a week better, but as in phases, we're getting a week better. Our special teams continues to make big plays for us, big pump block for a touchdown to get the game started for us. And then, both sides of the ball making critical plays. Obviously, we hadn't pressured the quarterback as much. And we came away with 3 sacks and 3 interceptions. Great job on defense. And then offensively, we, made some big plays, had some young guys step up and just continue to see some nice play from our freshman quarterback, and just excited to see him continue to grow.
You said it, the week at a time, and you've literally gotten better every week, closer, and then you won. Just, it's an obvious answer, but how important is it just to get the win and say, okay, we've got the win, let's take these next 3 weeks and really finish strong?
Critical, absolutely critical for the guys to see the work pay off. Again, the heartbreak the week before, just to be that close and not come away with it. So if the guys, just to see all of the work that they've been pouring in. And again, I just couldn't be prouder of these guys for continuing to show up and truly show up with Wednesday's practice being a week better than the previous Wednesday's practice, Thursday, Friday, right? Preparation, mental preparation, physical preparation, getting more rest, all those little things that add up. And when you add all those little things up, and then what I really said to the guys is they just played incredibly hard on Sunday. And when you play incredibly hard, the inches sometimes go your way. And that's, we finally got some of the inches to go our way a little bit. And, but yeah, critical for the guys to get that so that we can just move forward. There's a little bit of that monkey off your back syndrome. And now we can just go trust ourselves and get back to 0-0, which is where we are right now, just chasing that 1-0.
How has your young defense improved the most over the past month?
Probably, playing together. I think that they all kind of were, they all kind of understood what they were capable of individually. And, obviously, again, we continue to get some incredible individual performances from the guys. But I think just they're coming together as a group. They're truly they're taking their turns making plays. And then they're just being excited for each other making those plays. And I think that's, with as many young guys. And then, we've had to juggle positions a little bit in the back half. You see some guys with tremendous position battles and the linebacker, just incredible depth at the linebacker position. And then, some injuries forcing a bunch of different lineups at the defensive line throughout the year that, finally to see the guys kind of have an understanding of who's around them and just being really excited for each other to make those plays.
And in your opening statement, you alluded to it, the turnovers, the pressure you got. Is how important is that pass rush pressure to your success? Because that's leading to your turnovers and the things that you're doing.
Yeah, it's one of those things that every coach talks about during preseason camp, right? That a critical part to winning football games at any level is pressure on the quarterback, is that the quarterback is affected and he doesn't get to just sit there and pitch off a mound, as we like to say, and he's kind of got to, move launch points, and he's got to feel that there's always somebody in his face. And so that was important for us. And, we obviously, we brought some pressure to get there, but we also had our D-line probably get their best pass rush of the year as well. And that was important. I think our really a bunch of credit to our defensive line coach, Adam Morris, to just continue to find ways, get the right lineups of guys in there that can do it, to produce some pressure with the 3 and the 4-man rush, but also just fundamentally teaching them and just kind of cutting them loose. And I think that's what Coach Morris said this past week is I'm going to cut them loose a little bit more, just let them go. And I think we saw some results from it.
Jason Johnson earned OVC Defensive Player of the Week honors earlier this morning, 15 tackles, 10 solo, 2 for loss, a sack. Can you maybe speak to his performance?
I'll say it every week. I don't know how much time you have, but there aren't enough superlatives to go around for Jason Johnson. I think what's incredible about the young man and what excites us the most is that that's how he is every single day. He prepares his mind and his body for football the same way every single day. I mean, he's the best we got on the team doing that. He's a film junkie. He loves it. He goes to bed on time. He wakes himself up. He prepares his mind and his body for practice, and he practices exactly the way you see him play on Sundays. He's just as impressive as a football player and as there is, and you get results when you prepare like that. Results come your way, and it's awesome because everybody on our roster knows that he prepares that way, and so to see him continue to get the results week in and week out is really helping our guys understand what it takes to perform at a high level on Sundays.
And you talked about Otto, your freshman quarterback, last week a little bit, and his chance going forward. He's had success throwing the multiple targets in the past 2 weeks. How comfortable has he become with your receiving core?
Well, I think that's been obviously the biggest key to his success is that he's just trusting the concepts. He's playing what's out there for him, and he's taking what the defense is giving him. And he's at that point where he just trusts everybody around him to go make the play, right? And our receiver coach says all the time, I love his phrase, right? The plays don't have a name on them, right? They just they're just the plays that are out there to be made. And Otto truly trusts that. He trusts everybody around him. He really feels good about the guys, and he just, you seen him put the ball where it needs to be. Obviously, he's got a couple of plays he'd love to have back from this past week, made a couple of decisions, but we're going to keep on making that be 1 week better for him, and he's just going to keep on growing as QB.
And then let's talk a little bit about Murray State. They're 4-0. It's their best start since 1995 when Houston Nutt was their coach. They're 17th in the coaches poll. It seems, I don't put it words in your mouth, but rushing the ball is important. Their defense, they're making the turnovers, and they've returned a bunch for interceptions. What have you seen from Murray State?
Well, everything you just said, obviously undefeated's undefeated, and there's, I had them higher in my poll, quite honestly. So they're pretty good. They just play really, really good team football. They go run the ball, they come right at you. It's that good old school stuff. And then their quarterback, he's been around there for a while. He makes good decisions with the football, right? They're very low in turning the ball over and very high in getting turnovers. They're number one in the conference in turnover margin. And that's usually going to lead to a lot of success too. And I mentioned already earlier about they're good at getting home, getting sacks. They're high in the conference in that, and then they're leading the conference and giving up sacks. And so they're just winning football in a very team way of doing the right things, the little things, and focusing on those. And they play incredibly hard. You watch the video, and their defense is running from sideline to sideline. Their offensive line, because they know they're going to run the ball, they're blocking through the echo of the whistle. Just really respect what Coach Hood has done with this group, and obviously a huge challenge for us to go on the road and go into a really hostile environment with a team that's playing really, really well. But truly, I think that they're playing the best team football of anybody I've seen on video up to this point.
And looking at their results, and I've not seen every one of their games, and most of their games, they've been scoring in the 30s the last couple of weeks. Against Tennessee Tech, there was a comeback this week, though. They slowly pulled away from Tennessee State. What kind of, everyone wants to get off to a good start. What type of tempo, I guess, does this game need to be into to maybe favor your team against Murray?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. I think that, it's more about just going out and doing what we do. Certainly we always talk about what type of tempo we're going to be establishing on offense. And I think that's one of the things, quite honestly, that our quarterback likes is playing with a little bit of tempo, getting and going and not thinking. But yeah, I think that they've shown to win. That's why I just believe they're a really good football team. They've shown to win football games a bunch of different ways, whether it's come back, whether it's, maybe not have the fastest start, but then pull away, whether it's get up early, you get a bunch of points on the board during this season from their defense. It's, those extra points add up in a huge, huge hurry. So it's really just about us focusing on what we have to do to control the football, make sure that we're playing our game.
Coach, appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck on Sunday, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Appreciate it. Absolutely. Have a great one. Go Panthers.